go first. Thanks to everybody for being here. We've had 3 people call ahead and reserve spots. Sally Ness wishing to speak. Michelle Lloyd. Michelle, are you here? There she is. And Bill Curran. And Bill, is there anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Very good. So what we'll do, we'll go in that order that I just called out here, and we'll give everybody about 8 minutes here, and that should get us right up to about 5 or 6:15, and we'll then adjourn and head down for the regular meeting. So good evening, Sally. Welcome.
Thanks. Okay, instead of attacking me and questioning why I am requesting an overuse and non-compliant use be addressed, ask why the city refuses to address the concerns. You ask staff about a concern and I end up in the answer, something is wrong. Again, instead of attacking me and questioning why I am requesting an overuse and non-compliant use be addressed, ask why the city refuses to require compliance to the disability parking state statute. The city was receptive to the neighborhood concerns before Dar al-Farouk and should continue to be. Development Review Committee minutes dated February 8, 2011. An officer refers to use before Dar al-Farouk. The minutes state, quote, Pearson noted the surrounding neighbors are very vocal, sensitive on speeding, parking, and use of the facility, unquote. And you all have a copy of that. Anyone willing to say it's got the red arrow, say that that's what it says? Yeah, that's what it says. Thanks. This is before Dar al-Farouk, before the neighborhood knows about Dar al-Farouk. The officer is talking about surrounding neighbors being vocal about Concordia Academy. Back to concerns with the non-compliance of the disability parking state statute. Some of the responses I received at previous listening sessions. Mayor said he did not know about the concern. I asked him to let me know he received the email about disability parking and he replied he did. Mayor said for me to call the police. This is a planning and engineering concern. Mayor said the police chief would contact me. He did not. And again, this is a planning and engineering concern. Mayor said planning would contact me. They did not. And at this point, the mayor should be contacting planning requesting state statute compliance. The city manager asked me to clarify if the buses were parked in the parking spaces. It is a violation, either park or obstruct. The city manager states the buses were temporarily standing, which is obstruction. Email from the ADA director of the state of Minnesota states disability parking can't be used for bus pickup. Councilmember Moa asked me if I have talked with Dar al-Farouk. That is inappropriate. It is a violation of a state statute. Councilmember Carter asked why I was concerned now since the school has been operating for a while. I was concerned in 2019, but while I was documenting the concern with the non-compliance to disability parking and other concerns, the police approached me while I was in my neighbor's driveway. The neighbor came out and said I had permission to be there. Long story short, the city requested the county prosecute me under a state statute that was unconstitutional. That was part of my lawsuit for action that was not even chargeable under the unconstitutional state statute. Again, Councilmember Carter asked why I was concerned now. And again, I was concerned in 2019 and in November 2022, as noted in the copy of the email to the mayor where I state handicap parking is not available as required. And that's attached to you guys all have a copy of that email. At the last city council meeting, the city manager incorrectly comments about the disability state statute and private property. The ADA director's response was about a property, not about a private property or a public property. And again, the response was disability parking can't be used for bus pickup. Additionally, there is a staff report for the Dar al-Farouk property with conditions that state interior or exterior site alterations must comply with the Minnesota State Accessibility Code, Chapter 1341. The exceptions do not include whether private property or not. So again, as I said here, planning never contacted me, and really they shouldn't. It should be you saying, we're going to get this thing taken care of. What is the status now?
Well, thank you for the recap of the last 8 or 10 meetings where we've talked about this. The recap is that summation is that I think the ADA office and Chief Hodges have talked. And I think there's a meeting now planned between ADA folks, Chief Hodges and Darrell Farouk to work toward resolution.
So you have made comments before about moving parts. And so working something out. And in other words, it sounds like you're not saying follow the state statute. You're saying, oh, let's see if they don't have to follow the state statute. So what I'm envisioning is you're saying some properties have to follow it and some don't. And again, that's a moving part. So somebody goes to that property and goes, it's not available. They call the police. Well, they don't have to follow it. So again, to council, is this really what you expect of our city, not to be following state statute and go out of the way to have?
Councilmember Carter?
I'm just so confused because to me, that sounds like we're doing exactly what you asked us to do. The ADA folks from the state and the chief of police and Darrell Farouk are going to work together on a solution to address the problem. You noted a problem multiple times. You were advocating, great. But like, I don't understand why you're still upset because it's literally the solution, right? Like they're going to create a solution to address the problem.
Not so much upset, more like concerned, like what is their city doing that there's a property that's not compliant? I mean, is there
going to work toward compliance? If there isn't.
I'm not sure that's what it sounds like. I mean, work towards compliance. There's already a plan. I gave you guys a copy of the plan where the disability parking is on the south end. So work towards compliance. I mean, like, why would you have to have the state work towards compliance? Wouldn't you have somebody from the engineering have?
Oftentimes entities will come together and collaborate and develop solutions. And that's what I hear is going to happen.
And my concern is it sounds like a solution that will have a moving part. And then the other concern is no email to me saying, oh, we are working on this. This is who we're working with. I actually had to come to, and like you made a comment for the 8 last meetings. It's like, well, yeah, you've not sent me one email to say what has been transpiring. I'm here and that's where I'm first hearing about it. That's a concern. And then again, it's a concern that instead of just following our state statute, you're coming up with some creative solution, which it's, again, you look at the original plan or a plan at one time where the disability parking is on the south end and bus pickup and drop off is on the front. And now it's,
If I may, Mr. Mayor, I would just say very quickly, the people that are actually responsible for this are going to get together and work through it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you are not responsible for this no matter
Right.
what, but you did the right thing in your mind about bringing it to our attention. Now the right people are going to do something about it. If I was you, I would wait and see the outcome of that. And if it doesn't satisfy you, you can come back and talk to us more about it. But I think right now that would be my advice to you. That's what I'm going to do as somebody who also does not have any ability to do anything about this because it's a private business. The law enforcement agency and the state's compliance offices that are going to get together to discuss it. And that seems like the right solution to me.
so when you say private business, the Mall of America's private business. So if the Mall of America wasn't complying, this.
It sounds like the folks that are going to work on this are getting together to work through this. Councilmember Rivas, did you have a question or a comment? It's a.
I'm actually Lorna already, but I just I'm just curious. I got this email last week also, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my concern is the building has been there for quite some time, right?
Mhm.
And the handicap parking spaces were at the same location when it was the Lutheran High School,
No.
right? No, they were different in a different spot.
When it was Lutheran High School, it was parallel parking in front of the building. And then when they were reconstructing and put more parking, the comment was, how can you reconstruct that? Because, that is where, buses should be able to drop off.
Right, just
But
allow me
just-
to finish this, please. Please,
We're
please.
we're at times.
I just-
Let Councilmember Rivas have.
It's just, wait, hold on.
Makes sense if I don't.
The one thing I wanted to tell you, and I think I have already, I asked the several police departments already around the Twin Cities. I'm not gonna tell you which ones, but I already asked quite a few of them what their procedures are in a private property. Every single one of them are telling me that if the people in the property don't call them because there is a violation, they usually can drive by, see somebody parking there and they will not give a citation to anyone unless somebody that needs the parking spot calls saying somebody is parking this location.
And I said several times, it's not a
Finish,
police.
Sally, allow me to finish. I think I have said this to you already. The fact is that every police department uses their own judgment
Right.
on regards to it. If nobody calls that they need a parking spot, they're not obliged to give a citation. That's the position that our police department is finding itself on. That you can
Again.
give you the phone numbers of every chief of police in
No.
the area that I called to ask them, and they're
To
all
call the chief, and I said, I'm not calling the police. It's not a police matter. I was very clear that it's not a police.
We're at 10 minutes now. We're well over time.
This is a.
I will say one more time. ADA, Darrell Farouk, and Bloomington Police are getting together and they're going to work toward a solution on this. Thank you for bringing it forward. Michelle Lloyd.
Okay, oh man, so, good evening, Mr. Mayor, council people, and staff. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you tonight, and thank you for your service to Bloomington. My name is Michelle Lloyd, and I've lived in Bloomington for about 10 years now. I live over in the townhouses overlooking 9 Mile Creek, about where City Hall used to be. I am a member of Restore the Nine, and I am not going to talk about goats. What I am going to talk about is Restore the Nine, because I noticed that we've been here for the last 4 listening sessions and nobody has actually said who we are. And you guys may already know, but I figured it would really behoove one of us to come and tell you. So I intend to just quickly go over who we are, why we're talking to you now, and I have a couple of questions. So who we are, we're a diverse group of people who are concerned about how the sales tax money is going to be spent in the park. We believe that this tiny little piece of wilderness is in the middle of the city is precious and unique, not only to the Twin Cities, but any city. And we want to see it protected as a natural area. We are really excited about the restoration plans that are coming up, and we support that 100%. And what we're worried about is that the good work from the restoration could be offset or, kind of undone if some big recreational development project goes in, as have been floated, but we don't know. So we are neutral about what happens at Moyer. That's kind of out of our bailiwick. So as you said a couple of listening sessions ago, Mr. Mayor, this project is still very early in the process, and we do know that. And I just want you to know, we understand it. So our primary goal is that we're going to try and get as many people as possible to participate in that community engagement that Parks and Rec is going to do. We've also had a meeting with Ann Ketra and her team, and I thought it was a really good discussion. We're trying to learn more about how the government process works. And so we've been going to park meetings. And in fact, so many of us have started going that they moved to a bigger conference room to accommodate us, which actually was really very nice of them. So we also have, like this in April, we have a park cleanup event that we're going to do, and we're going to do like buckthorn busting events, and we're going to coordinate that with the city as necessary. So this is going fast. Okay, so why are we talking to you? Well, ultimately, you are the final decision makers, right? So I know that it's probably at least 18 months until you're going to have to vote on something. So yeah, we're kind of ahead of the game, and kind of in retrospect, maybe we should have waited till maybe the 30% plan came your way. I'm not even sure if you see anything until 60%, but we're overachievers in the group. And I think it doesn't really hurt for you to know that we're here and how much we really do care about this park. So we are passionate about our cause. And I'd say, this park has a way of capturing people's hearts. This is a very emotional thing for most of us. Coming and speaking to you here is really, it's scary. It's way out of my bailiwick. And yet, I'd rather be home reading a book. No offense.
Take.
But, this is something I feel so passionate about that I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone and do something like this too. And all of you see us all here. We're very passionate. So I don't know how many of you have spent a lot of time in the park. I assume you have. But if you haven't really, please be sure you go before you have to make any decisions about, voting on a plan. And I have flyers if anybody's interested. I'm not going to force them on you. So, take one if you want one. I'll just leave them here. And so that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for having listening sessions. It's a really, you're very accessible this way. So I appreciate that. So I have two questions. So the first, when I talked to Ann and she explained to me how the 9 Mile Creek corridor became part of the sales tax thing, she said that City Council, you all had asked for a natural resources project. And so I'm hoping that maybe you can, tell me a little bit about what you were thinking when you made that request. And my second, sorry about that, but my second question is I have a petition going and I've got something like 500 signatures so far. So I talked to Renee and I'm like, Renee, do I give you this when, the time comes, whenever that is? And she said, no, the City Council they're the decision makers and I'm supposed to somehow give it to you. So really, I assume there's some kind of procedure for that. And I'm just hoping somebody can, shoot me an email or tell me what to do when the time comes, which is probably, 12 months away.
So yes, let's start with the second question first. There's an official way to present a petition to the city council. Our city attorney could probably help you with how it should be formatted and how to bring it forward and so on. And I know she'd be more than happy to help you out with that. And-
Okay, but that's not the kind okay. Now I'll talk to her. Thanks.
Okay. And then the first question of how we came to this, I think we looked at different possibilities for this, how this sales tax money could possibly be spent. We looked at more bricks and mortar kind of thing. We looked at other things, but I think the consensus of the group was we wanted to see some, as it implies, some natural resources restoration. We wanted to see not another building or not something you can go into, but rather what we could do with all of our natural resources, our wild areas in Bloomington, because we know that there needs to be work done in many, many places and it costs money. And we wanted to take our first step into that realm. I'm correct me if I'm misspeaking here, but I think that's what was the idea. We wanted to take the opportunity to get into natural resources restoration with the money that we would collect through the sales tax.
If I may just add a little bit more, we felt strongly on two grounds. First off, in order for local sales tax to be applied, it has to go through an approval process at the state. And one of the state requirements is that it's projects are of regional significance, not just individually Bloomington significance. And so to some degree, lots of buildings or other things you might think of, like, for example, building another fire station, we wouldn't be able to use that kind of money for those kinds of projects because it only benefits us as a city, doesn't benefit the region as a whole. Well, we know very much, as you do, that 9 Mile Creek and its entire corridor is very much a benefit to not just us, but everybody that lives and works along the corridor, whether you're up in Edina or Plymouth or even in, work all the way down to the river and stuff. So I think it was important to us that we found something that we could do that had that regional significance. The second thing was, we had been working very hard to continue to move forward with our sustainability planning and everything else. It's become a very important part of this council to focus on natural resources. So much so that, for the first time in the city's history, we actually have a natural resources management office and all those kinds of things. This, to me at least, I advocated for it, was a natural extension of that work to reprioritize city projects and city funds and city priorities towards the natural realm that we have here in Bloomington.
That sounds about right.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for me? If you don't,
If I may,
Just quickly, we're past time.
I
Let's do.
actually just want to thank you. I'll be very candid with all of you. You all are wonderful people, but this is exactly the way I would have liked our very first encounter with your group to have gone, because I love what you guys are thinking about. I'm an advocate for natural spaces myself. I ran to be sworn into office the first time on a climate agenda. That was my number one thing. So my heart is with you, but I haven't felt like I could approach you guys and have a collaborative conversation because it was so adversarial from the beginning. So thank you for taking the time to come back and kind of reset the clock here with us and help us understand what you're really trying to achieve and where your hearts are, because I think we're a lot more aligned than I think my opinions were when I only had those few interactions to know from. So I just want to be very candid and say thank you. And I'd be happy to sit down and talk with all of you at any time.
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
thanks.
Councilmember Malone, quickly.
Yeah, just to that point, it'd be very helpful as the times we come forward with specifics in terms of what you guys would like to see, or what we would like to see. So just, really kind of laying it out and being very clear and just really being clear about what we want in terms of with that space.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Karen,
Thank you for having me.
absolutely. Thanks for coming tonight.
This should be pretty brief. It's just 2 pages. I live at 95th by 516 Park. Across the street from me is the field. The high power lines. Do something with that,
I know.
please. Okay. All right. So I've had an issue with a light out in my front yard. I used to have a 10,000 lumen light out front. Apparently that's a little bright. So I'm going to go through the timeline. I'm a little disappointed in some action of some city council or some city persons, and I'd like to just kind of let you know. So mid-November, a neighbor from 9508 Columbus came across to my yard and demanded that I correct my lights. I found him kind of snooping around my property. I told him to exit the property. Later that week, I get a letter from the city. I also put up a no trespassing sign. Remember that part. Shortly after I received my first letter from the city requesting that I correct my lighting, I immediately contacted Cameron, I can't remember his last name, the author of the letter, to see what I could do to correct the issue. I was informed that my front door lighting was too bright and needed to be no more than 3,000 lumens. Again, I had 10,000 up. I replaced the bulbs with 1,500 lumen bulbs. Subsequently, like I said, they're really bright. But those lights, the bright lights were up for 5 years without complaint. On December 1st, Cameron and what I assumed was a supervisor showed up to inspect the light. I informed him that I just got my right knee replaced on the 24th and that I was medicated. The supervisor made a flippant comment of "how nice for you," which kind of angered me at the moment. As I was removing the bulbs to show the fact that I had replaced, the fixture started to fall apart. Medicated, 5 days out of a knee replacement. Can you just leave? Later that week, I replaced it with a 3-bulb, 3,000 lumen light on the 18th and sent images to Cameron. And I assumed, with no response, case was closed. Okay. Previously, I had found a bag of meth in my front yard, and I've collected 2 large screen TVs from the field and hundreds of liquor bottles over the years. With the lights up, that stuff doesn't happen. Okay. Recently, Officer Wagner, badge number 312, came over to see if my cameras had caught any footage of a hit and run driver from 86th and 12th or 90th and 12th. I can't remember. To see if it was night footage, to see if my cameras and lights picked up the driver. Or we were able to rule out that the driver didn't come down park, at least. So we were able to do that. I spoke to him about the lighting issue and he agreed. And he said, "I appreciate your lights every time I drive by." Okay. On March 4th, I received a second notice to correct conditions from the desk of Taka Rowan. I immediately called his number and requested a call back regarding the details of the inspection. I emailed Councilmember Rivas on March 8th and briefly explained the situation. I did not hear back from either party until I followed up with another email to Rivas and a phone call to Rowan on the 14th. I received an email from Rowan on the 15th with a photo attached from his March 1st inspection. The photo was taken long before March 1st. There was still snow in the image. I had set buckets on my tree. I have video imagery showing where my cars were parked in the driveway. No chance. So I sent another email on the 22nd showing that I put another new lighting fixture up with images of the box angles of the illumination and requested that both Rivas and Royan come to my house prior to March 1st or April 1st so we can discuss it and take care of it. Again, nothing. Based on the validity of Royan's inspections or the methods in which they inspect or photograph household lighting while using a cell phone camera, that we can't do that. I'm a photographer. A cell phone camera it sucks in every bit of light around and will give you an artificial image. I also question, well, actually, he was out at my house the other night on a Friday night. I really question that, a city employee on a Friday night after dark. I kind of doubt that. But I can see from my house, I see two other houses that clearly break other lighting ordinances. Doesn't care about that. I drove simply a block in each direction from my house. I found 28 lights just like my own. Yeah, nothing. But I'm disappointed with the response. I included in there that I'm a 100% disabled veteran. You'd think you might get a little response. Nothing. So I'm very disappointed.
So let me, so I'm clear on this.
Sure, Mr.
So
Mayor.
you had the lumens of the sun out there. You had 10,000.
Oh, sure, yeah,
It was
absolutely.
bright.
No question about that.
Somebody complained, so you dialed it back.
I put in 3,000 lumen lights, which are within the city ordinance. They're at a greater than 45-degree angle pointing downwards.
And then you got another letter saying that was not in compliance as well?
Correct.
Okay.
I do not trust the methods in which he collects this information. Using an image I can kind of pinpoint around November 24th to about December 12th. That's when I was not driving my truck. That's when the truck would have been pulled up far enough into the driveway where it wouldn't have been seen from the image. I apologize. I will send you guys everything you want. I've got it all on email.
I think by being here, I think you brought it up, and I've seen the city manager furiously taking notes here to try and get to the bottom of it, because I'm not sure what to tell you other than if you've made the change and the change is in place, then I don't know
I
the issue.
feel that I'm being singled out a little bit. I get that impression because, I mean, does the city use out of office messenger on their email by chance? If you're gone for a period of time?
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, or put it in their answering machine saying, yeah, I'm gone for a bit. Okay.
Rivas?
If I may, I just need to apologize to you. Usually, at least what I do is when I don't know any ordinances on regards to any specific issue, I forward the email to the managers, the appropriate manager of that department. And in that case, that's what took place. So I leave it alone at that point. But I sincerely apologize for not contacting you directly.
You live 3 blocks away from me.
Yeah.
I requested just you to come over. It'd take 2 minutes
No,
to take a look
I
at
drive
it.
there all the time. The thing is that I have no idea what the ordinance is about, so I can't,
Well,
in all
honestly-
sincerity, I can tell you, I couldn't make any decision.
To be honest with you, the first, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, and it's not about that. The first time it was they're too bright, then they're angled too far, and now they glare. The goalpost keeps on moving.
As I said, Mr. Verbrugge's been jotting everything down here. We'll get to the bottom of this and some folks will get back to you.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Sorry, writing this stuff down.
All right. That is all we have on the agenda for tonight, and we are 1 minute under the deadline here. Well done, gang. No further. Oh, yes. We are literally under a minute here, so you could speak. I would recommend maybe you come back next time, maybe even call in and get your name on the agenda so we know you're coming, and we could make sure that we carve out enough time to accommodate everyone. Is that okay next time? All right, sounds good. All right. Council, with that, I'd look for a motion to adjourn and head downstairs.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. We will head on downstairs. Thank you much.